Welcome back to another episode of the greatest podcast of all time. Hold on.
Date night.
Hold on. I don't know if you guys got that. Let's do it again.
Night.
There it is. Whew. All right. That was interesting.
Sure was.
Obviously, I am Tracy.
And I am Kiana.
This is Date Night, greatest podcast of all time. I'm pretty sure I just said that, and I'll say it again 1,000 times. So, you picked the theme this month. So, what is our theme? What's going on here today?
So, the theme this month is back to school.
Back to school.
Everybody's going back to school.
I mean, not me.
month.
I'm not going back to school.
Well, people who are in school.
Just taking these niggas to school. Oh, forget it. Yeah. Wasted. As always. Giving you pure gold up in here.
Song?
No, I'm just, it's an expression. Like, I'm taking these niggas, like, because our podcast is so good, we're taking these, forget it. Just continue. Do your thing. Getting on my nerves.
Oh, man. So you picked the movie.
I did.
So what movie are we doing?
Matilda, because school. Oh my God. Yeah, I picked Matilda. I remember when this movie had first came out, and I didn't see it when it first came out. I kind of saw it later. But I remember like the previews and stuff, and I was like, what the fuck is this movie about?
I don't think I've ever seen the previews to this movie.
Well, chances are you probably haven't.
I think we just had it on VHS. I feel like I'm talking into it. I can hear myself.
Well, you could probably hear yourself better now.
No.
Yes.
It was still good
it wasn't.
before.
It wasn't. Trust me, I got this covered.
So, yes. You may forget what I was saying.
You said you had it on VHS.
I think my mom or my grandma, my auntie, one of them bought it for us. And yeah, that's how I seen it.
Do you remember liking it when it came out?
Yeah, I did. I watched this movie a lot.
I don't think I did. I don't think I ever really enjoyed this movie. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I people call it like a classic. I think that might be a little strong.
Really? Why?
Because I mean, I just don't see how this movie is a classic. It's kind of all over the place, like a lot.
How?
Well, we'll get into it, but it's got like 17 plots.
Oh,
And it's fine, I guess. But and also that little girl can't act. I'm sorry,
you don't think she could act?
no, she's pretty bad. She's like lucky that she gets to play this like monotoned girl this whole movie, because that's how she is. Even in like Mrs. Doubtfire, which is the only other movie I've ever seen her in, she's doing the exact same thing where she's just like one words, kind of like dryly delivered. And I mean, she's not like killing it in any way.
I think I seen her in, what is that movie? It's called like Make-A-Wish or something.
Never heard of it.
Or, oh my gosh, it's where she has like
Powers?
No. She had like a fairy, and I think it was a guy fairy, and he just fucks up all the time.
Nah, I've never seen that.
No, I can't remember what it's called.
Never
I think it's
heard
called
of it.
Make-A-Wish, but I'm not sure.
All right, well.
So yeah, let's dive right in.
Dive right in. This movie starts where all movies start. They're in a hospital, and there's a child, and the dad's just like, nah. And he just walks out. What is he like? There's like a price or something? And
I don't know, but I feel like since they were at the hospital from when they left, I feel like the staff should have questioned them a lot. Like, are you okay to have a child? Are you okay taking this child home? Because when they got her too, They just threw her in the trunk. No seatbelt.
No seatbelt, nothing. She just sliding around back. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, you can't just leave this hospital with this kid after you just looked at it was like, nah, fuck that.
Right?
Like, I don't even
Not
understand.
my baby.
Nah, not ours. Like, I just don't even understand the logic there. But somehow that did it. It just spirals out from there. It just gets
Worse.
Yeah, it's like
they get worse.
It does, because we get back to it. The narrator is Danny DeVito, which I don't know, which I think is weird in a way, because it's not like the dad narrating the movie. This is somebody else narrating this movie, so it's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe it just bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, because I didn't see nothing wrong with it.
It just bothered me. It's like if he was, it's
like
just
it should
weird.
have been somebody else entirely, since he played the dad.
I think his narration was perfect. I think somebody else should have played the dad. But then I also think he was kind of perfect there too.
Yeah,
so you kind of lose. But it's weird.
He said
because
he's going to be double great in this movie.
I wonder if he got double the checks. Like, he was like, okay, I want acting checks and narration checks.
For real.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, so when they got home and then they still just left her in the car. So who knows how long she was in the car for?
Yeah, I mean, essentially it goes like up till she was 2. They weren't even paying attention to her.
No,
she was just
she
doing
pretty much raised herself.
Yeah, taught herself how to write apparently at 2. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. She wrote her, didn't she write her name in some strained peas?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
So then what happens after that? Oh, they said she started cooking. She learned how to cook at 4 because her mom was just leaving her at home by herself so she can go play bingo.
Yeah, she was like, the narration basically says she learned something that most people don't learn till they're adults, and that's how to take care of yourself. But it's weird because I feel like, given what we know about this family, they have flour, eggs, pancake mix, syrup. Bullshit. This family has literally living off of cereal and TV dinners. Right? They do not have.
You never see her cook, not once. Like,
there
she even
is
told
no
Matilda,
food here.
There's chicken fingers in the
freezer.
Oven,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's just, I just don't believe that they have this stuff in their house. Like, you don't give me any reason to believe that they have the stuff to cook pancakes when we've seen that, one, the mom is lazy, the dad is a crook, and the son he's eating puff balls out of a giant bowl. Like, nah, I don't get that. I don't see that.
Yeah, so then she even starts walking to the library 4 blocks at 4 still.
Well, that's because she goes, I want a book.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, what do you want a book for when we have a TV and all that stuff? And, from there, she does. She looks it up herself. She's like, yeah, I'm going to find out where this, my question was, looking it up is one thing. Mm-hmm. Directions are a completely different thing. How did she know how to get there?
Maybe there's a map behind the yellow pages.
I feel like you just have all the answers, don't you? All the answers. Here I am with these perfectly awesome questions.
We just seen her cook by herself, write her name in peas at 2.
Fair enough.
What can't this girl can't?
We can't this. What can't this? What can't we can't this? What can't with this girl? I'm sure what you mean to say is, what can't this girl do? Right?
Yes. Thank you.
I got you covered. I know you, baby.
Oh goodness. So she's at the library and
by herself.
Apparently, she walks to the library every day. Like I said, it's 4 blocks away by herself. And the librarian doesn't question anything. She's just been watching her.
This lady is terrible too.
Yeah.
Like, cause she sees her come in and she's kind of like, at first she kind of looks at her like, huh, okay. And then she's like, can you tell me where the children's book are? She's like, over there. She's like, you want me to pick you out? She's like, I think I can manage. And I was like, I'd have been like, man, this little shit coming in here with her smart ass mouth.
I was like, oh gosh, this child has manners.
No, that was disrespectful.
How is that disrespectful?
That's a shot.
I think I can manage. I think I got it.
Them just battle rap bars. Like, she was just like, yo, you need help? Nah, son, you incapable of helping me. I got this. Like, that's what that is. That's what that is. She's disrespectful.
So anyway.
Just saying.
Yeah. So she's at the library, cracking up every day, just reading some book. She had a cute little laugh.
Apparently she read them all.
Yeah, she read everything in the library. You know, she read all the kids' books, and then she went to the other side to go see what they had. And then the librarian finally talked to her, but all she told her was, you don't have to walk here every day. You can get your own library card and take as many books home as you want.
Yeah, and that's what she was just like, yo, for real? And apparently she's got a wagon. She's got clothes that fit her style. And none of that makes sense, once again, given what we know about this family. Like, I said
how she has clothes?
I said it when we were watching it. I am shocked she has more than one pair of clothes.
Like that they're actually taking care of her like that.
Yes.
I don't think, and you kind of get it towards the end too. Like, they were bad parents. Yes, they were mean parents. But I felt like they still cared about her in a way, especially like I said, when we get to the end.
Yeah, it does kind of show, but it's also the narration makes it seem like this family is the worst. They don't give a shit about Matilda. Fuck Matilda. Like that's like the narration is basically like, so it's like, which is it? Make up your mind, because they don't care. And honestly, I feel like a lot of times, and we'll get to it later in this movie, that they don't care about her per se. They care about what she can do for them.
Yeah.
And it comes because she gets home, she's got the books, and she's just like, yo, I want to go to school. And they're like, well, if you go to school, who's gonna sign for the packages?
I was just like, that's so shitty.
Fucked up, I'm telling you.
Like, she is like begging her dad, she wants to go to school. And then after he told her no, because nobody's going to be there to sign for the packages, she just kind of she just goes in her own little cocoon and she just cries.
Yeah. And it gets kind of worse from there, because then the dad comes home, Harry, and he's like, son, I just sold a bunch of stuff. Write down these numbers. And he gives out a bunch of numbers. And he was like, how much did I make today? He's pocketing the money. He's like selling $60 cars at like $200.
True. He said one car he sold for $80. I mean, he got for $80 and he sold it for $1,000. Like, what the hell?
Get the fuck out of here. Yo. I mean, look.
And he's not even fixing them up to where they look nice. So I don't see how he's really like pulling
people
one
need
over
cars
on
and they think they're getting deals. I don't know. I don't know what the deal. I don't know what it is, but
still look like crap.
But he's like running down all the numbers, and he's like, "How much is that? Run them back to me." And Matilda's like, "Yo, it's this much." And they were like,
"You
cheated. You looked at the paper." Yeah. She was like, "From over here." Once again, battle rap bars. Like, I'm telling you, yo.
No, but look, she didn't even say it like that.
She did.
She didn't. She said, from all the way over here?
Yeah, sarcasm.
Like, how? But it's like, really, like, how did I see the paper from all the way over here?
Them's battle rap bars. I'm telling you, she is sassy as fuck. She from all the way over here. How about that?
Say to me?
Exactly.
What you say?
Because he knew those were battle rap bars.
Because he just felt stupid and he was really wondering, well, dang, how could she say it from all the way over here?
God. And he was like, when you're bad, people deserve to be punished. And Matilda was like, all right, bet.
He said, when a person is bad, they have to be punished. Did you forget your cup?
I don't even know where it is.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah. So she took that like, okay, well, if a person's bad, because he even explains it like, well, her dad messed up. He meant to say when a child is bad. Instead, he said when a person is bad. So she got the idea like, okay, I'm going to punish my dad because he pretty much yelled at me. Like,
yeah.
And this is where I was telling you, like, she still knew she was in the wrong because she snuck in her parents' room to put dye in his little hairspray, whatever he was using.
Yeah.
And what else did she do?
That was it right there.
Oh, just dyed his hair?
Yeah, that was it. She just switched it out. She switched out the dye with like peroxide. And yeah, but that's what I'm saying. She knows what she's doing. She is, and you just like you said, the narration tries to make it seem like she was like literally taking the words at face value, but she was crawling out of there, so it's not like she knew what she was doing is wrong. I don't understand. I'm telling you, serial killer. Matilda's a fucking psycho. She's sassy as fuck. She's disrespectful as fuck.
My
she got battle rap bars for days. Like, yo.
Oh, man. So her dad comes downstairs. They're all around. The wife is supposed to be cooking. They never really say her name, huh? I didn't get.
They do. I just didn't write it down.
Okay. So she was making breakfast, and I say that because she was making cereal. And she was like, what is she telling? Like, snickerdoodles, come eat. And then she, like, throws the cereal in the air, which dramatic as fuck. But
they look like M&Ms. I'm not even.
M&Ms?
That's what I kept saying because I was like, "What is she making?" And you were like, "Cereal." I was like, "It doesn't even look like cereal."
She has cereal boxes on the counter.
Yeah, but it looked like M&Ms. Like, what cereal were they? What they eating? They even hit the floor like M&Ms. Like, I don't understand.
It looked like Cheerios.
But they were like
The box
colors.
No, but I meant like when she dropped them on the floor, it sounded like Cheerios and Fruit Loops.
Maybe they were Fruit Loops then. I don't know.
So yeah.
How do you know what they sound like? We can't just gloss over that. You said that like it was a thing. How do we know?
Gosh, I don't know because they're like circles, and I feel like that's so.
Fair enough, science cereal wizard or whatever.
Oh goodness!
Oh my god, it should be a science cereal science. You're the queen cereal scientist.
Now, what shape hit the floor?
Well, according to mine, they were definitely circles with the holes in them. So you got your Cheerios, you got your Honey Nut Cheerios,
gosh.
you got your Frosted Cheerios, you got your you got your Apple Jacks, but those are a little rigid on the end, so they don't count as much.
Oh god!
This is most likely a Fruit Loop craze.
Okay.
All right, where were we? Okay, so she
Cereal.
punishes her parents. He comes down, his hair is all dyed. After he had just been like, hey, my appearance is everything. Good suit, good hair.
He didn't check himself
Not
before
once.
he went downstairs.
That was fucking weird. I thought that's a thing that movies do that's so stupid because he says that he takes so much pride in his appearance, yet he didn't even look at himself in the mirror. So how much pride? He's just like, yeah, I know I look good. I'm out. Like, is he just that confident?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess he only needs to look once. So yeah, so she punished her father, and then they leave. They go to his auto shop or wherever the hell he works at. And he's telling his son, not really even acknowledging that Matilda is there, but he's telling his son, like, how dirty he is, pretty much. How
he gets away with stuff.
Mm-hmm, he uses super glue for the bumper.
That's not a thing.
They don't have time to do all that extra work. That's what he said.
Yeah, basically.
And then, so then after that, he was saying that how he gets some type of tool and he reverses the
mileage.
Yeah, the mileage on the car. And Matilda was just all like, "Wow!" Like she's pretty much telling him.
Well, every time he says he explains something different that he does, he's like, "You're a crook.
Yeah,
you're a cheat.
And he gets
That's
all
not
mad.
fair."
Excuse you? Do I come to your place of work and tell you how to run it?
Once again, battle rap bars. Can't just call somebody a crook and expect them to just be okay with. Like what was her? What was her expectation of a reaction? Like he was, "Daddy, you're a crook." He was going like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, what have I been doing all these years? Like, fuck out of here, man. This dude just sold an $80 car for $1,000. You think he gives a shit?
Not at all.
I wouldn't give two shits. That's $920 pocketed.
Yeah, so after that, after he yells at her again, she feels the need to discipline him. So she puts super glue in his hat. And the mom pulls up because she just won bingo, and she's all excited. So takes him out
before you get to that. We did skip a part where Matilda is walking home from, I believe, the library, and she sees the FBI in front of the house, and she looks into the car, and the dude's just like he just puts his newspaper up like he didn't see her. And
I thought that was from when she was walking home from school.
Well, it happens, I think, 3 different times.
Oh,
but he sees her, and then because she comes home, and she's like, that's that same day. When he comes back and he's like, oh, these are all the stuff I sold, because she tells the mom, she's like, there's cops outside. And she's like, no, they're not. They're, what are they, like, speedboat salesmen? Mm-hmm. And yeah, so I just wanted to get over it because we kind of glossed over that a little bit, but it is important. Bingo.
No, because I don't
I have it in my notes, so it's got to be.
I have it to where they were watching him when they were getting in the when he was getting in the car with his family. He was carrying boxes.
Oh yeah, no, that's the one right there. Yeah, FBI is watching. So I was right, but I was also wrong.
No, you were wrong.
I was right. We glossed over it.
Trying to give yourself
But
you were right about that part.
Yes, exactly.
I was right, but I was wrong.
Yeah, it's okay to be
like,
wrong.
I'm right. I'm wrong, and I could be right.
But I am.
Oh my goodness.
Stop
Okay.
hating on me all the time. Thought we were better than this.
Oh my God. I'm not hating on you. I just want to make sure we have the correct info that we're putting out, So yeah. So she pulls up and she takes them out to eat because, she won bingo. So they go into the restaurant.
How much do you get for winning bingo?
I don't know, maybe people.
Because she took them to a pretty fancy restaurant.
She won like $100. $100 looked like it was a lot back then.
Yeah. It was 96. It wasn't that much. What the hell? I was alive. I lived through 96.
Oh
$100 was a lot, but it wasn't a lot. Anyways.
So she's making a fuss because Harry has his hat on. So she's like, Harry, we're in a nice place. Take your hat off. And he's like, I'm trying. I can't get it off. She's like, what do you mean you can't get it off? Take your hat off. And so he's like trying to take it off. And she was all like, oh my gosh, what did your head grow or something? Take your hat off. So why couldn't she just leave the hat on?
I like that even. Like she made such a big deal about this thing. It was like the fibers are swelling.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what
do you mean the fibers?
You keep saying that. What does that mean? Nobody knows. He just keeps saying it.
Yes.
They're stuck to it. The fibers are stuck. And
stuck to his head.
She's trying to get this hat on. She still can't do it. She falls over.
Over a table. She flips over somebody else's table.
Harry runs into another table.
And
the waiter falls. And another waiter catches his stuff. And then it hits the table. And dessert flies everywhere. One of them lands nicely right in front of Matilda with the fork. Pew!
Yeah.
And the other one lands on the brother's face. Splat.
I feel like I know his name, but
you don't. It's brother.
Is it Bruce? No, it's not Bruce. Bruce is the other kid.
Yeah, I didn't write it down.
I want to say Gus, but I don't think that's
Gus. I don't even think you heard the word Gus in like the last couple of months. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Gus. But yeah, so we get home. They're cutting the hat off of them, and they're also having dinner at the same time. Matilda's reading a book, and this is like going out of your way to be an asshole.
No, it really is.
Because the Harry goes up to Matilda, and he was like, yo, what the fuck you doing? We're trying to, are you a part of this family? And she didn't even answer right away. Once again, battle rap bars.
Do you see, like, look at them and look at her.
But that's what I'm saying. So she immediately, she doesn't really answer. And he was like, yo, I'm talking to you. And then she was like, yeah. He was like, saying, this family, it's dinner time, it's family time. We sit here and we watch TV. And he grabs her face after he rips her books, the library book.
But they hated her learning anything from like the beginning.
Yeah, they
are so against her learning. Like you said, they didn't even want her to go to school. They cared about packages more than school. Like, it's always a problem with her when it comes to her education.
Yeah.
So they find that very weird that she was willing to learn.
Yeah, so they force her to watch TV and it blows up.
She uses her powers.
Does it? Do we though? We know yet. We don't know yet.
She uses her
We're not
powers.
sure yet. We're not sure yet. Oh my God. This is not sure. We just know it blows up. We just know that it blows up.
We know.
We just know that it blows up.
Because she squinted her eyes so hard at it.
We just know that it blows up.
Popped. You know when I seen that before, I tried to do that. I was like,
I'm 100% sure you did. But you know what it is too? Because it's this stupid thing. Right after that happens, they go, the people say we only use 10% of our brains. And that's just like bullshit. It's like there's no science that has ever said that. The science is that you can survive with 10% of your brain, not that you only use it. Because what the fuck is the rest of your brain doing? Nothing? That's stupid. That's dumb to even think. That's stupid.
other stuff.
That's stupid. That's why that movie Lucy is so fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah. I only seen that movie one time.
Yeah, it's stupid. Stupid.
So yeah. So then we meet the Trunchbull, but we don't see her yet. It's just her and Harry's silhouette. And she's basically telling him that she's looking for a car. And he's like, I got just the car for you. And hey, I'm going to give you a good deal if, you let my daughter come to your school. Which is so dumb to me because I'm like, you don't even have to pay to get into school. Was it some type of private school?
I don't know, man. But even the logic is kind of dumb because he only sent her there because he was like, oh, you're a toughest nails educator, huh? Maybe you could knock some sense into my daughter. Hey, 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 hey. Like, so you just sit her there to be punished, essentially? Like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. And you deserve everything that you get.
So Harry gets home. He goes to Matilda's room and he says, it's time for you to go to bed. You got school in the morning. And she's all excited. She even gives him a hug, and he's just like ill. Like, yeah. Like, it's only school, or thank me later, or something like that. So the next morning, she's getting ready to go to school.
She's hyped for it. She gets to school, and they're like, the narration is like, when she pictures school, she pictures swing sets and like beautiful flowers and trees. It's like, well, this wasn't it. But Matilda was so psyched for school, she could give a fuck. Like, that's pretty much it. She didn't give two damns. And she gets in there, and everyone looks like they're having a good time, which is weird because the school doesn't paint that at all.
No.
And then as soon as Miss Trunchbull starts coming out, everybody just starts scattering and running and getting in place. Matilda hides. She doesn't know to hide yet.
She's scared.
That
she
my
doesn't
friend,
like the energy that Miss Trunchbull put out when she walked out.
That is a cowardly kid because you have no reason to hide. You're just like, all right, I'm out of here.
And we meet Lavender, and Lavender's hiding too. And they start talking a bit, and then some girl named Hortensia.
Yeah. I don't know if that's cultural or what, but that's one hell of a name.
Right? No, it really is. She comes, and she's an older kid, and she comes and gets them, and she's like, you guys better, stop hiding. If she catches you hiding, you guys are going to get it. Like, you better come out.
They come out. She starts explaining all this stuff. Like, she's like, yeah, one time she threw a kid out of a window. One time
for eating M&Ms. Or Skittles,
M&Ms. It was M&Ms.
Okay.
M&Ms.
While she was teaching the class.
Yeah, and then she tells us about the chokey, which is this thing, and it's almost hard to believe, but then she's like, yeah, I've been in there 3 times. I'm like, okay, she legit.
She's like, and you guys don't tell your parents? And she was all
like, would you believe us?
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, that sucks.
That's fucking insane. I'm sorry.
If my child came up to me talking about, Mom, the principal got a chokey, and like, what's a chokey? Like, we're about to get to the bottom of this immediately. That school is about to be shut down. The Trunchbull is about to be fired, thrown in jail. She's abusing kids at school.
I feel like at the bare minimum, the teachers at this school, which we only see one, but the teachers at this school should be saying fucking something. Because this is insane.
You cannot be scared of one lady that bad to where you're not saying anything.
Because immediately we're immediately introduced to her cruelty. She goes around, she's just walking, she's telling people, "Oh, you grow up, you're too short." Like all this weird shit, and then she sees that girl with pigtails.
Yeah,
and I love this.
Like fresh meat.
I love that girl's reaction too because she goes up to her and she just like she looks up, she goes.
That's right, little cute girl, pigtails, blonde hair, big old glasses.
She knew exactly what was going to go down. She looks up at her, she's like, man, this is fucking me. Fucking me. It's like, what?
And she tells her with her little whip she has, like, what is this? And she's like, what is what, Miss Trunchbull? These hanging down your face.
My pigtails? Are you a pig? No. The fuck kind of question?
Mommy thinks they're
your
cute.
Your mommy is an idiot.
Your mom is a twit.
Whatever.
Like a twit?
I'd be like, yo, I don't care who you are, Miss Trunchbull, but we about to squab up.
Nobody talks about my mom. You ain't gonna be talking
shit about my mama like that. And it's just like...
But she said, and all because Amanda said, but Miss Trunchbull grabs her by her pigtails and throws her over a fence, and a fence that has the little
spiky thingy. Yeah. Little fleur de lis on him and shit.
And she goes across it and she ends up like landing on a patch of flowers and she picks a whole bunch of flowers. Now, if she didn't make it over that fence,
we have to explain a murder.
Exactly.
Like this is the thing about like this. It's a kids movie, so I kind of get like the oh my god, oh she's so mean. But we have to explain a murder. There's no way we literally were this close to watching someone die. Like that's insane. That's fucking insane. And they're just like, all right, bell ring. I guess we better go back to class like nothing fucking happened. Like, shit out of here, man.
Like you said, the bell does ring. And all the kids are kind of laughing still while they're running into their classes and stuff.
She's like, I picked these for you, Miss Honey.
And how does she get back over?
Great question. We're not asking the right ones here, man. There must have been an opening somewhere. I guess I don't fucking know. Maybe she hopped. Who knows? Maybe this girl's got hops. She's got powers too. Maybe she could fly.
Apparently.
Maybe she saved herself. We just didn't know it.
Maybe Miss Honey got her.
Yeah, and then Miss Honey's taking out her pigtails because she just hates pigtails for some reason. It's stupid.
Yeah, so then we get to Miss Honey. And Matilda meets her. She thinks she's great. And Miss Honey is going over
times tables.
Yeah, times tables with them. And the kids are answering them. And then she does like a different one. But she does a hard one for them. But she knows they're not going to get it.
She's not, and she doesn't even know what it is. She just kind of puts two numbers next. She'll be able to do 26 times 287 or some shit like that.
And Matilda gives her the answers. And she just says like, hey, it's this.
Yeah, and that's the thing. She says it. And then they were like, the way she responded, she goes, what did you say? And then I was like, yo, calm down, Miss Honey. I need you to chill for 5 seconds.
Because she was just like she was astonished, like, dang, like this girl is smart. Like, hold on, let me figure it out first. Let me see if she's just messing with me. So yeah, she goes and she calculates everything and Matilda's right.
She's super proud of herself.
Yeah, she was all like, you know how to do big numbers in your head? And she was like, yeah, she read a book on mathematics and
a book on math. Like, whatever. Go ahead. I just like that kind of sounds dumb, but whatever.
It's probably like that. They have math books and stuff like that.
Yeah, but she said she read a book on mathematics. Like either you did the math in the book or you didn't. That's all I'm saying. What did you read?
So she was like just questioning her, like, "Oh, you like to read?" And she was all like, "Yeah,
I love it. It's my favoriteest thing in the world."
And who's your favorite author? Oh, you don't know that one, huh?
Was it that she said that?
Yes, it was Charles Dickinson.
Oh, so her favorite book must be A Christmas Carol.
when Matilda's dad asked her when she was reading before he ripped her book, she was all like, Moby Dick.
Oh, yeah. He was like, what the fuck?
What are you reading?
That shit is funny as fuck.
You don't read this filth in my house.
I was like, who's that joke?
Filth.
Who's that joke for? Who's that? That's from the dads in the audience. Like, Moby Dick. You got, no, all right, whatever.
Moby who?
It feels like it's Moby Dick.
Oh, man. So, yeah. So, she has them do a math page, and Matilda's like, doing all her whole math packet like super quick. So Miss Honey goes down to the Trunchables office to talk to her. And she was basically telling her how she thinks Matilda is very smart and she thinks she would be happier in an advanced class. And right when she said that, Miss Trunchbull was like, yeah, her dad told me she was a piece of work. And,
you're trying to get rid of her, aren't you?
You can't handle her. You can't handle her, huh?
She's like, no, that's not it at all.
Yeah, she's like, and if you can't get her under control, then I will lock her up in the chokey forever and all this other stuff. So Miss Honey was like, oh.
You know what? Never mind, right? Psycho. You have a dartboard with kids' faces on them. Why am I even... Why is Miss Honey even talking to her?
The school board has never visited this school.
Is there a school board? Maybe she killed them too.
She just built the school by herself.
That school looks like a prison, first off. It's not built like a school. It is definitely built like a prison.
It kind of looks like a Tim Burton's, like that would be like in a Tim Burton's movie, like how it was so like black and dusty on the outside.
Yeah, this movie would be a Tim Burton movie if it wasn't like colorful. It has too much color to be a Tim Burton movie. There's not enough reds.
Well, I just meant like the house.
No, I know what you mean. I'm saying like the way this movie like plays out and stuff could be like a Tim Burton-esque movie, minus the fact that it's just the color. It's too colorful. Tim Burton likes his dark grays.
So not the next day, same night.
I think it's the same night.
Yeah, Matilda gets home. They don't show her getting home. They show Harry
she's reading,
and the mom.
they're
in the living room.
She's dyeing his hair.
And Miss Honey comes and knocks on the door, and she was like, I'm Matilda's teacher, and I wanted to talk to you guys. And Harry gets mad, and he was just all like, hey,
the fuck did she do this time? Go to your room.
Exactly. So Miss Honey was like, no, she's not in trouble. I just want to come over here and talk to you guys.
She was like, then it's your problem now.
Yeah, and he was not trying to give her like no time of day or anything. And then he tried to slam the door on her face, and she put her foot there and was all like, if you don't care about what I have to say about your daughter, then maybe you're unfit to be a parent.
And for whatever reason, that was the thing. He was like, all right, fine, come in. Oh, but the wife's not going to be happy. Mrs. Wormwood's not going to be happy about this. So she's basically like, your daughter's fucking bright. I think you guys should be taking it. It seemed unnecessary for her to come there anyway, because she just went there to tell him that she's pretty smart. Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah, who gives a fuck?
Pretty much. And she was all like, she can go to college right now. She can do all
college?
That stuff. Yeah, they're like,
nobody I know went to college.
Exactly. And they're just all like,
stupid.
Yeah.
But then Miss Honey spits the bars. She was like, you're a crooked ass motherfucking cop. Like, she was like, you're a crooked ass businessman. And if you ever go to court, your lawyer will be an educated man. If you ever get sick, God forbid, then your doctor will have a degree.
No, the made me laugh is because what she did, she was all like,
battle rap bars.
You could have sold somebody a faulty car and they could be
what?
trying to sue
Who said
you.
That?
And he was all like, sue? Sue by who? Who you been talking to?
She was like, no, it's what? It's not. That's not what I'm talking about.
See, we're not getting anywhere, so we just gone. I'm just gonna go. So they turn back on the TV, and now Miss Wormwood's mad because Harry asked her who won, and she's like, "How the hell should I know? You turned the TV off." Like we was watching, we were at the same time. So yeah,
we were all here. We all saw the same thing. So then we get back to school. There is a huge assembly. And during this assembly, Miss Trunchbull is saying that somebody here is a thief. And then she calls a kid named Bruce. And Bruce comes up and she's like, yo, you're a thief. He was like, nah. And she's just like, you ate a piece of cake. He was like, I eat a lot of cake.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be more specific. And so basically he wasn't going to admit that he ate the cake. And honestly, I still don't know if he actually did it or not, because it's not like
he ate that cake. We all know Brucey ate the cake.
So then she's like, okay, this cake. It's a very special cake. So she gives him a slice and he eats it. And he's like, yeah, this is a pretty good cake. And he's like, oh, now you like that cake so much.
No, before she put the cake in his hand and she was just like, eat it. And then he was all like, no, thank you. I'm not hungry. So she yelled in his ear and was like, eat it. So, yeah, he ate the cake. And then he was all like, yeah, it was pretty good. And she was like, oh, you like that, huh? Didn't you? So then we have Cookie. I know. Right? I always thought, even when she came up the first
lady.
time, I was just like, ew.
And just with this cake, it's like that cake did look good. And now it doesn't. Now it looks like a disgusting
you find
cake.
Out who made it. Like,
she doesn't wash her hands. She's snotting all over the place. She digs in her ass. Like, oh, God. So Bruce has to eat this whole cake. And he's eating it, and he's starting to get the woozies. And they're just like, oh, he's going to puke. Everybody's like, oh, he's not going to make it. Oh, he's probably going to die in there.
And then we have Matilda. You can do it, Bruce. Go, Bruce. Go, Bruce. You can do it, Brucey.
And all the kids are like, yeah, you go, Bruce. And then Bruce gets his fucking Hulk Hogan second win. Then he's like, yeah. He gets in front of everybody. He's, fuck yeah, cake, nigga, let's go.
And he even licks the plate.
That was just a big ass fuck you to Miss Trunchbull, because he didn't have to lick that plate the way he did.
Oh, so gross. So then, yeah.
And then she broke the plate over his
mad.
head.
I mean, she got mad.
That is assault. That's an assault on a child.
Yeah, we've seen so far that she doesn't care.
Bruce has to have
if one
a
of these
cut,
kids died.
a welt, a bump, a bruise, something on his head that his parents have to be like, yo, what the fuck happened to you right there?
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Nothing. Apparently Bruce's head or that glass is because he was just standing there. He didn't even fall over. He was just like, interesting. I was hit with the glass plate.
Pretty much.
This is my first time with this experience.
And then she made them stay 5 hours after school. And they had to like copy stuff out of the dictionary.
Yeah, they will be copying the dictionary, which has to take more than 5 hours. That's a big ass thing. And then she gets home late and they're just like, yo, what happened? Where were you? And she was like, Mitch Trunchbull made us stay 5 hours. Also,
that's when she
there's cops
passes
outside.
FBI and the guy puts the newspaper in front of his face because he's just trying to not acknowledge her.
And she was like, what? No, there's not cops. But then they keep looking out the window. They're like, and then Harry even kind of like maybe considers that they're cops. He's like, speedboat salesman, we don't live anywhere near water. And she was like, well, some people like to go vacation. And it was like, get the fuck out of here.
While they're eating marshmallows off a stick.
I guess it's just marshmallows. I don't think the stick part is
their dinner.
important. Yeah, it's pretty
That's
gross.
why I just figured that was their dinner for the night.
Yeah, so then we get back to the next day. We're having a good day at school. And oh no. This is the day that what's her name? Hortensia mentions that at some point, like once a week or once a month or something like that, Miss Trunchbull comes into the classes. She comes into this class, they give her water, but the water has a newt in it.
Well, before that, they found the newt early in the morning, and the Trunchbull gets to school, and she's pissed off because her car is messing up. So she gets out the car and she yells, Wormwood, you're going to sell me a faulty car? And
she's talking to Matilda like she did it.
Well, first she's just talking to herself. And then she looks at Matilda and she was like, I'll teach you, I'll teach your father to sell me a faulty car. And she's like, my father? He was all like, yeah, the one who owns the sales shop. And she was like, I'm nothing like my father. She's like, all you Wormwoods are the same. Like, first of all, you never even met all of us.
You don't even know me.
So she throws Matilda in the chokey, and Miss Trunchbull is trying to get, not Miss Trunchbull, Miss Honey is trying to get her classroom ready. She's just trying to make it bland as possible because the Trunchbull is about to come and teach their classroom. So Lavender gets the water, she fills it up, but she also puts the newt in the pitcher, and the pitcher is like, it's like a dark.
tin, yeah.
You can't see the outside of it. So she throws it in there, and Miss Trunchbull comes in because Miss Honey was all like, okay, some of you forgot yourself. Now this time, don't even look at her. Don't even, don't speak unless you're spoken to. Don't even breathe loudly.
She was like, you shouldn't even breathe at all.
Yeah,
Miss Trunchbull, you fucking piece of shit.
She walks in, and then while Miss Trunchbull is talking, she looks and she doesn't see Matilda. So she looks at Lavender and she asks her, like, where's Matilda? And Lavender just goes, she makes a choking sound. Yeah.
She's like, where the fuck is she is. And this shit kind of got me too, because this is Miss Honey goes to get Matilda. Mm-hmm. Has she done that for any other child?
Because we already see that she hasn't, because when she does go get her and she's Matilda's by her desk, Miss Honey, Miss Trunchbull, after she gets done like manhandling this little boy for emptying his pockets or something, she tells Miss Honey, like, oh, this is about the most interesting thing you have ever done here. So that showed you, like, no, she never hasn't. Yeah, this is the first time.
And then so she drinks the water, and they're laughing because there's a newt in the cup. And she's like, what's going on? And then they all just look. They're just, like, laughing. They don't even stop. She looks. There's the newt. Matilda makes it move with her mind, gets on her. She gets to shaking and flopping around. She calls it a snake.
Yeah, the snake, get it. And then she finally gets it off, and she looks right at Matilda, and she's like, you did this.
She was like,
and she
how?
starts walking up to her, and Miss Honey just got in her way. She's like, well, how could she do it when she was right here the whole time? And she's like, she doesn't know how, but she's going to be watching her and the rest of the classroom or whatever. So after that, Matilda goes up to Miss Honey, and she's like, I'm the one who put the newt on her. And Miss Honey was all like, don't blame yourself for that. And she's like, I did it with my powers. And she's trying to show Miss Honey, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah, and then she's like, it's crazy how we can do things until we need people to see that we can do things. And I was like, huh? And then she does something that I don't think you should be allowed to do as a teacher. She was like, Matilda, would you like to come over to my house later? Is that just normal, standard operating procedure for teachers? Just inviting kids over?
You're not supposed to.
Yeah, it just seems a little weird to me. And Miss Honey's a little weird.
Yeah,
She's an odd duck.
They're walking to her house and they start talking. And Miss Honey pretty much tells Matilda a story, and she tells her how that she knew a little girl who lived in that house, and her mother had passed away, so the aunt came to stay with them. And while she was staying with them, the dad ended up dying, and then Miss Trunchbull got the house, and she was the guardian of the little girl. But then the little girl saved up all her money, and she finally moved out into a cottage. So when they got to Miss Honey's house, Matilda realized that Miss Honey was the
because she goes, the cottage from the story. Although she didn't describe the cottage.
She didn't describe the cottage or anything. But I guess
you have no reason to believe this, Matilda.
Cottages look the same, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you seen one cottage, you seen them all.
So then Matilda was all like, that means, she's like, yeah, that Miss Trunchbull is my aunt. So then they get in there and they start talking more. And then I was telling you, like, it's crazy how she's just having a full-blown conversation with her like she's an adult.
Yeah, she was just like, yeah, my dad killed himself. And they were like, oh, well, like what happened?
Yeah, that's what they said and all this stuff.
I don't think he did. And she was like, neither do I. Wink. Like...
Yeah. So while Miss Honey is about to walk Matilda back home, I'm guessing they passed by the house again. And Matilda was all like, you know what? Fuck Miss Trunchbull. We're going to go get your doll back. And so they they're trying to wait for the Trunchbull to leave. So she's getting all her stuff in, the shot put, the javelin,
the little hammer throw.
Yeah, and she throws all that stuff in the trunk. And then this black cat comes up.
And she get the freaking the fuck out. Shoo, cat. Oh my God, it's a cat.
Then she just kicks this cat. I feel like this cat would have been dead.
Yeah.
How hard had she kicked that cat?
Bare minimum, those ribs are fucking broke. That cat ain't landed on its feet. That's for damn sure.
But it did. And she drives away. So when she drives away, why don't nobody just like wait a few minutes to see if somebody's going to come back? But I don't know.
Yeah, they go in immediately.
And right after.
And Miss Honey's like, no, we can't do this. And Matilda's like, I'm the adult here. Yeah. I make the decisions.
Yes, we can. And she's like, Matilda, like, don't do that.
When did you become the idiot sidekick? So they go in the house and she's like, Matilda, we must leave. Ooh, my dad's chocolates.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. Easily distracted.
And first they see that Miss Trunchbull replaced her pictures. Her dad's name was Magnus. His picture used to be up there.
Badass name.
And it is. She replaced Magnus' picture with hers. And, they're just looking at the picture like, yeesh, like somebody has to have a strong stomach to paint that picture. Like, really
pretty much,
talking shit about her picture.
They're like, yo. They're just cracking jokes. They were like, oh, she entered an ugly contest. They said, sorry, no professionals. Oh, she can make an onion cry. Oh,
and that's when he was all like, when she was all like, okay, we have to leave. Oh, my dad's chocolate.
Like, yeah. Yo, all that urgency faded immediately. She was just like, ooh, chocolates. Here, taste one. Oh my God, they're so good.
No, they didn't eat one, but she was telling her that her dad used to split them in half with her, and he used to eat one, and she used to eat one. But then Miss Trunchbull just came and started eating all of them, which I feel the way she was eating them, they would have been gone unless she just been refilling them.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing. They're not even her dad's chocolates at that point.
Exactly.
And it's been how many years? There's no way that thing is still filled to the brim with chocolate.
Exactly.
Because she was just like,
much
no
too
chocolate
good for children.
Exactly. The fucking kids eat chocolate. Like, the fuck out of here. It was. You're right, because they should have been empty. It should have just been a tin. She should have just went back for the case at this point. There's no way that thing is still filled with chocolate.
So then she was like, we'll have one. And she was all like, no, I can't take one. She'll notice. She counts them all the time, before whatever she does. So then she was like, okay, well, where do you keep Lucy doll? And then she was all like upstairs. So Matilda immediately
Dumb.
runs
She shouldn't
upstairs.
even told her. She was like, Matilda.
Yeah, then Matilda scares her. Matilda scares her while she's walking up the stairs, and now they're having fun. So they
This
go to her
scene
room.
lasts too long for me.
Yeah.
It's way too goddamn long.
They go to her room, and they're talking about the doll. She's talking about how her mom made it for her. And then we get the Trunchbull, where she's pretty much pushing the car all the way back home. And then she gets in the house, and they get all startled. Now she's on the phone with Matilda's dad, and she was all like, you little cheapskate, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to do all this stuff to you. You're going to wish you were never born and all this other, like pretty much threatening him.
Yeah.
And she, right when he was about to say something, she hung up because she noticed that the chocolate, the case for the chocolate was crooked. It wasn't on all the way.
And then she smells it. And I'm not about to recap this entire chase.
Dog.
Yeah, I'm not about to recap this entire chase scene because fuck that. Basically, they end up escaping. Like, this shit takes too long. It is almost, I think it's almost like 15 minutes of this shit.
You just say, she's about to run upstairs, and then they
run
run
here,
downstairs.
they go
and
here.
then
Fucking Scooby-Doo.
Matilda runs downstairs. Matilda's under the table. Miss Trunchbull is about to go into the kitchen where Matilda's at. Matilda gets underneath the table and hides at the top. Miss Trunchbull looks under the table. No Matilda. So then Miss Honey throws a hammer, and now they're just running back and forth. So yes.
It's Scooby-Doo. This is some Scooby-Doo shit. And so, yeah, basically, so they escape, and they're like, promise me you'll never go into that house. Matilda's like, I promise.
Does not sound like that.
Yes, the hell she does, and you know it. That's why you're laughing so hard.
Oh my god.
She does. She promises not to go into that house. She gets home, and for whatever reason, she was like, Dad, yell at me. And then Dad was like, oh, yell all I fucking want. I'm the yelling king around this motherfucker.
Oh, well, because he gets home, which, I mean, yeah, he does have a reason to be mad. Not at her, though, but...
Well, he wasn't yelling at her originally.
No, he was. He wasn't. He was yelling at the mom because the mom's just chilling on the couch with the FBI agents who think who are posing as speedboat salesmen.
Yeah, I mean,
and she's
in his
telling
defense.
them everything. Like,
he's got a tape recorder.
Yeah, and he has secret accounts and different monies where he puts his up.
He was like, oh, yeah, he's got banks all over the country now.
And
I was like, yo, did one dude's got a tape recorder?
Like, really? She's just still talking. And yeah, he comes in. He's like, what the hell is this? And she's like, these are the speedboat salesmen. And so he gets mad. He kicks them out. And then Matilda was just like, Dad, yell at me, because she's like trying to she sees that she's making the door move already. So she was like, let's see if this works. So she kept telling him to yell at her, and he was yelling at her. She finally slammed the door in his face, which I'm surprised he didn't just bust it down.
Yeah, I would have. I'm sorry. Well, number one, you're not about to slam a door in my face in my house. That's just not going down. But two, the door was shaking and wobbling the whole time he was walking towards her. She has to leave. This is Carrie. I'm not doing this shit with her. Not with a goddamn 6-year-old. So then we get to her. She's still practicing her power. She's
7.5.
Oh, yeah, she does say that. 6.5.
Oh, 6.5.
She goes, you're 4.
Yeah.
6.5. 4. She's like, 6. Okay, 5 then.
Right? Like,
are we bargaining? Are we making deals for ages? But she starts to she figures out that the key to her powers is her emotions, and somehow she just masters them in a couple of minutes. She's got full mastery of this shit, and this is Jean Grey Begins right here. Like she's making everything in the house move. The radio's turning on. She's got the fucking cards doing one thing and poker chips doing another. And then when she's done, she puts them all back.
Yeah, she just waves her hands. And they all go
She's
back.
a mutant. Matilda's a mutant.
So she's, she hears the police officer because she opens up the blinds. She sees the police officers going to the garage. So she follows them, and they just open up the garage, and one of the agents was all like, don't we need a warrant for this? And he was all like, well, this guy is really dirty, so no, we don't. So then they go into the garage, and Matilda's just standing right behind them, listening to everything that they're saying, and they're trying to get this box. So while they're talking and they got the ladder, They keep putting the ladder where the box is, and Matilda keeps moving the box. So after about the third time that she moved the box, she was just all like, what are you guys doing in here? And they just tried to give her like some little bullshit excuse or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was all like, no, you're not going to get me because I'm smart. And the law says, and she just recites the laws to them.
They were like, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. You're a little girl. You don't know shit.
Right, and they threaten her like, listen, kid, where your dad's going, you're about to go to a orphanage. But if you cooperate with us, we'll make sure you go to a nice orphanage. And she was just all like, you know what? Actually, your car is about to break a law too. And she makes the car move and is going down the hill. And she grabs the VHS tape. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
Out of his little camcorder when they leave.
Why is she going out of her way to protect her parents?
She probably don't want to be in an orphanage.
Okay, fair.
I mean,
I'll allow the self-interest bit.
It's like they're
or
shitty
maybe
parents,
she's just
but
not
they're
an
my
asshole.
shitty parents.
Yeah, like she's not an asshole. She's like, they're shitty parents, but they're my shitty parents. Damn, I just said the exact same thing you did.
Yeah.
So then she's like, gets dressed, and she's like, all right, I'm out of here, family. And the brother's like, where do you think you're going? And she was like, out.
Yeah, and then he tries to throw a carrot at her.
And then she flips it around with her mind and throws it back at him. That's some Jean Grey shit.
Starts choking.
She's like, slow down, you animal.
Didn't even check to see if he was okay.
They're like, chew your food.
So she goes back to the Trunchables' house, and she doesn't go inside. She's on the roof.
She keeps her promise.
She's on the roof, and she sees the Lucy doll, so she grabs the doll, and then she goes downstairs, and then she starts fucking with the Trunchable. She's flickering lights on and off. She's takes her picture, puts it in a fireplace, and brings Magnus pictures down and puts it back on the wall. And she just messing with her, and Miss Trunchbull gets scared, and then she grabs the 2 chocolate bars too, and that was pretty much it. Miss Trunchbull's about to leave, and then she sees Matilda's ribbon on her car window.
So then we get to school the next day. She goes in, she gives Miss Honey the doll and gives her one of the chocolates. Goes, I ate mine last night. And it's like, who cares? She's telling her, like, oh, you thought you wouldn't go in? She's like, I didn't. I did it with my powers. She's like, Matilda, oh my God, with these fucking powers. Like,
so Matilda shows her, that she does have powers. And Miss Honey's just all like,
well, that's after Miss Trunchbull essentially was like, I know you were there. She's like, you keep making these weird ass accusations and you have nothing to back it up.
No. Well, yeah, because when they're outside, after she gives her the doll and the chocolate, Miss Trunchbull lets Miss Honey know, like,
She's gonna be teaching
I will be teaching your class today. And she doesn't even ask her why or anything. They just go. And so Miss Honey, then Matilda shows Miss Honey her powers. And Miss Trunchbull comes in. And she tells the class to line up. And Matilda's just still chilling by Miss Honey.
Well, but you're right. There was a part, because you kind of mentioned it before that, too. She's asking Miss Honey a bunch of questions. She was like, what did Miss Honey call your dad? Or what did Miss Trunchbull? And she would have called her, she was like, so she would have called her Agatha. Okay, and
Just call you Bumblebee. And,
I got all these cool nicknames down.
And but Miss Honey's not even thinking about it. But the narrator did tell us, too, before they went inside, that Matilda was already coming up with a plan.
Yep. And I've never put that together, ever. I thought she was just being an annoying little kid. Now it just seems like there wasn't a purpose for it. So kudos. That was pretty cool.
The Trunchbull goes, and she's talking to them. She has them line up, and then she has them line up again somewhere else.
She's kicking death.
Yeah, like really, and they're just sliding across the room. I was like, damn, there has to be wheels on that. Because
she's just a very strong lady.
Oh my gosh. So then she's telling them, like, well, somebody was at my house last night and they broke in, and then I found this bow. So whose bow is this?
Who's not wearing a ribbon that they were wearing yesterday? I was like, people change clothes. You're the only one who wears the same shit every day.
She crumbles it up and spits on it. I was like, who does this disgusting thing belong to?
Like, what was this, an rival gang's bandana? Like, chill the fuck out.
Pretty much. So what happens after that? So, so the lights start flickering off and stuff again. So Matilda's messing with her again, because she grabs Matilda and tells her that she's going to put her in a chokey or something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines.
And then so Matilda starts using her powers, and she's writing on the chalkboard and basically pretending to be Miss Honey's dad. And it said, "This is Magnus. I want you to give my bumblebee her house
and
back.
her money back.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I will get you." And it's weird because the kids are reading it.
Yeah,
none of them are freaked the fuck out by
nobody,
this.
I would just be like, okay, so nobody's gonna tell us how this is possible.
It almost felt like they were in on the gag, but they weren't. And none of these kids are freaked out. And these aren't kids, because I'd have been like, so we're all seeing the same thing, right? I have to get up out of here. I'm never coming back to this place. I don't give a fuck what the school board says. I don't care what anybody says. This place is haunted.
Yeah, so then after that, she starts beating her up with the erasers, and then she's passed out on the floor. Then she suddenly...
From an eraser beating.
Yeah. All the smoke, all the dust.
I guess.
All the dust.
Yeah, I'm sure those erasers were really doing a number on her.
So, yeah, so she's all passed out. Then she gets up, and she grabs the little boy.
Well, after they're dumb enough to get close to her.
Yeah, and throws him out the window. And Matilda, hurry up, opens the window. She pretty much makes him fly, and then he comes back in and pushes Miss Trunchbull down to the floor, and he throws her on the little world
the globe.
ball. Yeah.
And then Miss Honey's like, give it a little spin.
Yeah. And she does. She was spinning that thing fast, which I'm like, why didn't she fly off sooner?
Yeah, 'cause, yeah.
And now
And she falls.
she's all dizzy, and now she's about to get lavender.
She tried to get lavender.
Matilda
Before that though, was
Flora.
like, wasn't all the lunches though? She throws all the lunches from their lunch pails on her.
Well, that was after she throws her outside.
Oh yeah, so they hit her, and then the bunch of kids, they come out, they're like, okay, everybody in, go,
all the
get your lunches. So then she finally comes to, she turns around, and all the kids in the school, no teachers. Once again, there are no teachers in this school. They're just there, because I feel like there should have been a teacher like, kids, come back to class.
Right? No, that's why like there's no teachers at the school. The only one who's there is just Miss Honey.
Yeah, she just starts they just start pelting her with lunches, which is enough to drive her out.
Bruce shoves the cake in her face.
And he is happy about that. Hey, yeah! You guys saw me? Did you guys see what I did?
So she hurry up and drives away. They're throwing tissue out the windows. They're just
That
doing
shit's
the
crazy.
most.
Yeah.
So, but all the kids are happy because Miss Trunchbull's gone, and
They're like, she was never heard from again. But let's not forget the fact that she should be going to prison for murder. Like, Matilda, yeah, that's cool that you used your powers to clean up the school, but we've got bigger problems. There is a murderer out there who clearly has no problem murdering people or children. We don't even know how many children that she's probably murdered.
Yeah.
The way she threw that little pigtail girl over means it's not the first time, because as soon as she grabbed her, they were like, hammer throw. Yeah, because like as soon as she grabbed her, Hortensia was like, hammer throw. like she knew that shit. She's seen it before. So it's not like she had one of them all them kids couldn't have made it over. That's all I'm saying. They were taking bets, which means that it's happened more than once. She's killed kids. She's killed adults.
Buried them over that flower patch.
That's what those flowers are. The kids.
So, yeah.
Fucking
so
Amanda
then,
just fucking interrupted the burial site.
So then we get the next day, Matilda and Miss Honey are at her house.
Chilling, which also
Yeah.
still illegal.
Having tea and just talking. And then
Still illegal.
Carrie drives up and they're telling Matilda, like, let's go. We're going to Guam. We got to get out of the country, pretty much.
It's like I said, I can't think with all these sirens.
Yeah. Right, he's panicking. And Matilda was like, no, I don't want to go with you guys. I want to stay with Miss Honey. And then Miss Honey was like, I would love to have her. And then her mom was like, no, we have to go. And then Matilda was like, no, adopt me, Miss Honey. Miss Honey can adopt me. And they're all like, what? And then she's like, please, I got these. Oh, her mom tried to take them, and she was all like, where'd you get those from? She's like, I got them from the library.
I made them as soon as I was big enough to Xerox. So I was like, wait, what is the height requirement for Xeroxing? Can you have
how big is a Xerox?
Couldn't you either way? Like, it depends on the place, I guess, wherever you put it. But even if she wasn't big enough, she was cool enough with that librarian. Couldn't she have been like,
yeah, the librarian could have did it for her.
Hey, could you hook me up? But then that would ask questions. The
She
librarian
wasn't asking questions before.
Yeah, I guess. The librarian is just here to do her job and go home.
4-year-old at the library by herself.
She's just here to do her job and go home. She doesn't have time for all this extra shit.
So after that, the mom is hesitant about it. She's like, Matilda, you're the only daughter I have, and I just don't understand you. And then she asks for
anybody
a pen.
got a pen?
Yeah.
She didn't think very hard.
Money.
She's like,
money. When she was citing her name.
But then, like, yeah, because when Harry was doing it, he was like, you're not going to call me for child support or nothing like that.
Any money,
She's like, no, she'll be taken care of. You don't have to worry about a thing. She has everything she needs. All right, it's enough. I don't even think he was asking you a real question. I think he was being sarcastic as fuck.
So Miss Honey adopts Matilda, and her parents make it to the airport on time, I guess, to get out of town.
They live, apparently, it says they lived happily ever after. So,
and Miss Honey and Matilda lived happily ever after, too. Miss Honey became the principal of Trunchbull Hall, which I hope they changed.
They have to change that name. Can't have it named after a straight up. Well, I guess all our schools are named after murder, especially if they're named after old presidents. Getting deep right there. Yeah, it's a happily ever after, and
yeah, that was it.
So,
I still give this movie. Oh, we're doing numbers now, huh?
Well, I guess we're doing numbers. Go ahead, do your things.
I give this movie maybe like a 3.5.
3.5. Okay. Why? Any particular reason, or just what?
I mean, it was still good. Like, I could still sit down and watch it, but I'm just like, the part where she's just killing kids pretty much is just really, that's really what she's doing.
I give this movie a 2. And I only give it a 2 because in my head I was like, if I imagine this as a Jean Grey origin story, it becomes more interesting to me. But
that's what I was telling you too when we were watching it. And I was like, this could either be a Marvel movie or it can be a Carrie. Like,
it's just not bloody enough for Carrie, but I mean, yeah.
When she gets to high school.
Well, this isn't high school. That's why I was like, this is a Jean Grey story. This is her learning how to master her little telepathy. She doesn't do anything malicious. She doesn't hurt anybody. She literally just like scares Miss Trunchbull, and she hurts herself for the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I meant DC. I said Marvel.
Why DC?
What is X-Men in them on?
Marvel.
No, then I was right. Never mind.
You were wrong. But yeah, this is Jean Grey's origin story, and if I look at it that way, it becomes an interesting movie.
Okay.
Cool. So what now?
What's Limbo?
Anyway.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for listening. Just thank you for everything. And yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.